What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Cucco Attack. This is a kind of a reinvention of the Cucco. We are playing around with some new theming of the video. If you're watching that on YouTube, you can see stuff here. We're actually gonna be able to transition now. You know, actually learning how to use OBS, and you know, hopefully be doing some in-person podcasts instead of these remote podcasts. But for now, we're coming at you with a remote podcast the day before The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom comes out. Figured it's no better time to do it than to do it now, since we haven't done it in about a year. So let's jump into it. Hopefully we'll make some more episodes in the future in a much better, more timely fashion. But we'll start it off with the Fantasy Critic update. I'm sure you've all been wanting to hear how that goes, since that's the only content we've really made in the last year.
Worthwhile content.
Always.
Especially since one person in this hosting seat is winning here.
And I had horrible news today with not Tears of the Kingdom, Echoes of Wisdom coming out with only an 85, or is it lower now? It was an 84, I think, earlier.
Just shy of 85 right here.
Yeah, so that was
We're sitting at a 84.9.
Yeah, little disappointing. I was hoping more of like an 89, 90.
I'm honestly surprised because, yeah, I thought I was going to crack 90 because it felt like this year's Mario Wonder equivalent in terms of like fantasy scores. Like, it was just prime. People were hungry for a new 2D entry in over like 10 years, and here it came, and I guess it was a little more divisive than, like, people still seem to have loved it, but it's just not cracking the 9s in the reviews, really.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of 9s, but then there's like those few sites that give it like a 7, and that like really drops it down. It really hurts it, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm still glad I grabbed it. You know, as a Zelda fan with the Zelda shirt, the Nintendo shirt, I'm ready for this game. I will be grabbing it first thing tomorrow morning when the store opens. So if they were open at midnight, I would probably go tonight, but my local store does not stay open at midnight, so.
Oh man, yeah, I wish.
Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't even play it. I would just go buy it and then just be happy that I had it and go to bed. but and then in other horrible news for Tears of the Critic, my team, Ubisoft has once again screwed me over, like they did with Star Wars Outlaws. They have now delayed Assassin's Creed into February of 2025. So that was another... That
is shocking to me.
That was rough, because that was coming out in like a month. Like 2 months, and yeah, no good. So it kind of makes sense.
It just baffles me, yeah. I don't know.
It kind of makes sense in the fact that, like, we didn't hear anything about this game until, like, just before E3? Or, like, what would have been E3? It was sometime, like, it was that Ubisoft Summer Showcase that they did in like May.
Yeah.
June. So, I mean, it was kind of rumored, but I don't know. I'm guessing that it just, you know, obviously wasn't ready. They didn't feel good with it, and there it is. But my hopes are done. I'm not even gonna crack 100 this year. So I will very likely be playing at the moment Suicide Squad. So.
Which is our worst game picked up of the year by
so far
our good friend Nope here. So far, I don't think anything's going to be worse than that. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Unless Sadish or Brian pick up something that are, you know.
If they try to go swinging big here at the end, maybe they've got some free slots left. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that's my update. You want to give your update? Potential champion, likely champion.
I mean, I'm definitely in the lead here with still 5 games left, although I doubt Mina the Hollower is coming out. But even with that 0, like, the preview press for Microsoft Flight Sim, and, oh yes, show that trophy. I'm going to hold that soon.
There's the Stanley Cup engravements over the last 3 seasons that my name will never be on. Sadish, Patrick, Sadish, Patrick.
I just really needed this win this year because I can't live with the fact that Sadish would have more wins than anybody else on the trophy, so I at least need to be tied with him. After this year, anybody can win except for Sadish, but yeah.
Yeah, then it'll all be even again, right? Like, I'll have 0, but you guys both have 2, and then
I'd be happy if you are not 1. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the race is almost over at this point. You know, Metroid not coming out, Hollow Knight still no news.
You really need Hollow Knight to have a hope. Yeah.
I mean, even if there's no way I can't catch you. You're 100 points above me, and I have 2 games.
Well, you can't catch me, but it will save you from last place.
Probably, unless it just bombs like Sports Story or like Duke Nukem Forever or something.
Oh, no.
Like, really bad. But
impossible.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's all good.
Should be fun to see the rest of the games coming out. There's a lot of releases coming up, so
yeah, I have
we'll see a race between you 3. Yeah,
I'll be curious to see how Silent Hill does, and obviously Mario and Luigi. I'm really curious too about Football Manager 25, just because that's like a yearly installment, and there's like a lot of talk in the community about how they're like running it in Unity now, and it like I think it was Unity or Unreal, I don't remember, and it's like completely being revamped, and like the community's kind of like, you're taking away all these features, so that one might even bite me too. So
I'll be honest, one of my most disappointing games of this year was the F1 24. These annual games are not scoring me to points like they used to.
Yeah.
So
it's because much better games have come out recently, and that's usually what happens in those. Like, I think after like 2 or 3 iterations of those games where it's the same, then they try to, you know, go big, and it either works or it doesn't. So so, well, I guess that's about it as far as the fantasy update. It's not looking good for me. But other than that, like, you know, we've both been hammering away some games this year. Patrick has his IGN playlist. We should share that at some point. But yeah,
I can pull that up real quick, actually, because I follow you.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Here, I'll share it. There you go. Show these playlists. Because
let's see. Pull up my 2024 completion as well as Chad's completed games.
Yeah, here you go.
So, this really does streamline, like, remind us what we've been playing.
Yeah. So yeah, we can run down the list real quick. I mean, a couple of these we played together, or not together, but well, we played one together. Yeah. But we played them all about the same time.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly. So
I find Animal Well the most amusing because you picked up the game, beat it within a day, and then when I downloaded the game like the next day, like, I'm done with it. I'm like, I thought we were playing this together. What happened?
Yeah, it was definitely, because it's one of those things too. It's like we start playing it together, and it's like, oh, did you get that yet? Because you don't want to like say it, you don't want to spoil it, and then it's just like, I'm just gonna keep going, and then I'll just let him like. Then I was done with it, so it's like, all right, well, tell me where you got. What'd you get? Let's go.
I like, don't spoil anything, but let's talk. Maybe, kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just realized you can see all my review scores on here. People can tell what I think of some of these games.
Oh yeah, because those are your scores. I was wondering.
These are my scores.
I was wondering why, because it's my playlist though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are my impressions of your games, Chad.
It's okay. They're mostly in the green. I'm pretty similar I feel pretty good about probably about the same scores for the most part. I would probably give Spider-Man 2 a little higher. I think I gave it like a 7 on my side. It was fun, it was good, but it's definitely had some issues. But yeah, I'm gonna just go down it real quick. I finished up Astro Rescue Mission on PSVR that I borrowed from you. That was really fun. Like every other Astro game we've played, we'll talk more about the new one that just came out this year. We did Escape Academy together. That was really cool. There is a lot of DLC for that we should look into getting if it's ever gone on sale.
We should,
because that was a ton of fun. If you like escape rooms, Escape Academy is a ton of fun. It's very similar.
Didn't we get that game for free or whatever on Epic? Or
yeah, I think so. I think we got it for free on Epic, and then we
should just buy the DLC. We owe it to them. That was fun.
Might as well support them, right? I think it was only like $20 too. It wasn't much. But
yeah.
So we both played that, and then we both did Sea of Stars, which you did Sea of Stars last year, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I did it this year because I got it physical. But Sea of Stars was awesome. I loved so much of that game. I don't even remember now. Like, I played it so long. Like, there was like, it was just a ton of fun. I didn't feel like it drug on too long. It was very 90s RPG, Chrono Trigger, feeling. One of my biggest complaints I had about it was there was no escape or run battle option. So if you got into a battle, you get stuck and you couldn't get out of it. And it was like, oh, I don't even want to do this. I just want to, go do something else, or, stuff like that.
You got trapped in one fight with the ants.
yes, because I couldn't get out of it. They just kept spawning, and I wasn't strong enough to beat them. So it was literally just like I had like 8 ants surrounding me, and I couldn't fight them, and because it was like the very first like part of the game. And at that point, I was a little like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this game. But then when I just kind of skipped that, and then I went back to it later when I was like OP, and I just destroyed everything in like one hit. Like that was fun. But no, I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the story and just everything about it. The characters were great. Garl was awesome.
Best character.
Yeah. So awesome. But I really enjoyed it. There's DLC coming out for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Is it fall? Is it this year? Or is it next year?
It's next year, I'm pretty sure. But it's a free update. It should be cool. So
yeah. I feel like that same team did the Messenger in their Picnic Panic, I think is what it was called, or something like that. The free DLC they did for the Messenger.
Yeah, summer picnics.
Yeah, that was really good. They added like 3 levels to it, or 3 or 4 levels to it. It took me forever to beat that damn totem pole, but but it was really good. So looking forward to playing more Sea of Stars. Another game we both played was Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This was my first experience playing the game, even though I've owned it on GameCube for like the last 10 years. Which I thought it was fun. I did enjoy it. My biggest complaint was the text speed was atrocious. Just having to like tapping A and it won't go any faster than the like animation of the characters talking was really kind of annoying to me. Because it can read faster than what they're saying. So it's like, I know what you're saying, go. And I like to just skim stuff, so to get the meat out, get what I need, and go. So that was a little frustrating, but overall I did enjoy the story. I enjoyed the characters. The game itself was fun. It felt just like the next step in the Paper Mario saga since I played 64
so good
the year before. So
just all the layers they add. It's just so much fun. Yeah.
I didn't
paper powers. Yeah.
I didn't do all the side quests. I didn't do like any of the side quests though, for what it's worth. Now in Paper Mario 64, I did all the side quests. Like I remember getting. For the old Koopa guy, I went and like did everything for him.
Yeah.
And like this one, I like just go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say Koopa Koot is definitely the better help system in 64 than the help center is in thousand year door is not as cool as Koopa Coot.
Yeah, I was mostly just so irritated with the text speed that like I didn't want to keep reading things. I was just at the point where it's like I don't want to keep talking to people if I don't have to, especially if I like talk to Luigi and he's like, "Do you want to hear my story about my adventures?" I'm like, "No, no, I don't," because it's so slow. I don't want to do this.
His stories are so good. Though.
I'm sure they are.
Good. So good.
I was in a rush. I wanted to beat it because like it was like Paper Mario, Animal Wells coming out, and I just played Sea of Stars, and I was just kind of like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm done with RPGs. I just want to wrap this up." So,
I will say you missed some cool rewards, like a whole secret partner. You couldn't. That's not even part of the game. So.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that because you asked me if I got it, and I was like, no, I didn't do any of that.
that's just so cool to me. Whenever like games or RPGs do that, it's like that's cool.
Yeah. I got it first, the Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm gonna skip down to that because that actually came out before Paper Mario did. Which I'd only played the Game Boy Advance version because you gave it to me when I was fixing your when I was modding your SP. So I played it a little bit there, and I was like, all right, this is fun. I was like, I could totally get into this, especially as like, a Donkey Kong arcade fan. But it was fine. I just did the first level, first world or whatever. Not world. I didn't do the advanced stages.
Half the game.
Yeah, I did like the first half of the game, and then I did like 1 or 2 worlds in. Like I beat like an entire section, and then I was just kind of like, I'm done, and I just put it down. But it was fine. It was enjoyable. I mean, it was enjoyable for what it was. Nothing crazy. I enjoyed the game for what it was.
Yeah, it's fun puzzle platform. It's nothing like extraordinary, but it's cool. And I give credit to the remake. They like in terms of at least the music, it's like they didn't need to go that hard, but it was so jazzy and cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I never played the original, so for me it was just fun in general. Because it had that kind of like Donkey Kong 94 vibe to it a little bit. And then, I still like, you're still puzzle platforming and stuff, and with like switches and using your items to walk across certain things and do things in certain orders. So
it just scratches that itch of Donkey Kong 94, but nothing will ever quite compare to that magic that is the Game Boy one. Like,
I'll probably replay
that.
The
energy of that. Yeah,
I'll probably replay that if they put it on Switch Online. I would probably do that.
Is it not on Switch Online?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is that not? What the heck?
It's not there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Alright, so we'll skip that. Animal Well. So Animal Well was like this big game we were talking about forever. I counterpicked it just because I was like, does Donkey know what he's talking about? And then the review scores prove that he did know what he was talking about. So so that was my kind of I hope it does worse than what everyone hopes it is. But anyway, I didn't know how to feel about it. I started playing it, and there's no direction. You just go off, do what you want. Everyone knows this by now, I'm sure, because this game came out months ago. But when as much as I didn't know how I felt about it, I kind of couldn't stop playing it because I just wanted to keep exploring. So I basically beat it in 2 days. I played it for 2 hours the night I got it, and then I played it for 8 hours the following day. Just throughout the day, and then the entire lunch, and then as soon as I signed off work, played, and then as the kids were eating, I played, and then I just played all night. And then I was like, yeah, I'm done. I beat it.
Yeah, and then as soon as he rolled the first credits, he was done. He did not bother wanting to dig any deeper beyond it.
I explored a little after that. I went through the house, spoilers, I'm sure somebody's played it, but I went through the house part, And then like I went back and I did a few things, but I just started getting to the point where I was like, I tried exploring everywhere that looked like I hadn't been that I could go to now. And I was just, and I did find one more item because I started, at that point I was like, I'm just going to start collecting as many eggs as I can find. And started doing that. And I got like 30, I think I got like 30 eggs. So I got that item. I think it was 30. But anyway, I don't know.
30 or 32.
Yeah. I really did enjoy it, though.
I think it's 64. Yeah.
I really did enjoy the game. Like, the exploration, like, that's, like, probably my favorite part of those games. Oh, I just realized I don't have a game on here. I don't have Prince of Persia.
Oh, yeah, you gotta add that.
I do need to add that. So
I can't add to your list here. This is
I can do it. It's fine. But yeah, no, Prince of Persia was like here, Animal Well. I'm just talking about that was another Prince of Persia was another Metroidvania that like I just loved the exploration in it. So Animal Well, your thoughts, Animal Well?
Yeah, I mean like similarly, I love how you kind of like explore in the sense of like you can get so far, like you start the game like going in one of 4 directions and you can only get so far, but you'll find like a key item and then you go in one of those other, it's like that classic Metroidvania feel like, oh, I find something else here and now I can go more over here, and it's like unraveling this big maze just by just smartly designing like how you can kind of push the boundaries. And then even like once you beat the game and you're like, okay, now what do I do? And you're like re-exploring areas, you're like, I'm clearly not able to get over here, so I must be missing more items. And it like keeps your curiosity, like how do I get past this puzzle over here? And you just keep poking and poking until you can find more of these items. But yeah, the only reason I've rated it probably lower than most people who are raving about this is it just is kind of all meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand the world design, the purpose of it. It just has no, like...
There's, like, zero story to it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when you, like, get the second endings or the third endings, it's just, like, a fever dream. It doesn't... I don't know. I suppose the joy is just figuring it out, but then once you start getting to like third layer puzzles, it's impossible to do by yourself unless you're like going onto the internet, and I don't really get into those types of puzzles at that point. So.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was looking for stuff and I was like, all I'm gonna do now is just look up stuff if I play this anymore. And I was like, I'm done. So I felt good. I mean, I was happy with like what I got out of it, but it definitely didn't
like really cool unique items for like any game I've ever played, being like with slinkies and yo-yos and weird stuff. But
tight controls, and I like being able to mix, like using all of those items at the same time, like towards the end when there's a couple switches you have to hit, and you have to use the yo-yo to swing down, and then use the frisbee, and then you have to drop something down on the angle so it hits, and like the bouncy ball or something like that. There was something that bounced, I remember. But like, and then you had to like swing down and do it all timed. It was like, I don't know, it was really fun mechanic. If you refresh your page, Prince of Persia will show up there now.
All right.
Working.
Strangely, like some moments just fell flat for me. Like when you beat certain bosses, it was like, oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to it. It was just kind of like, yeah, like there wasn't a lot of reward for like doing much. So
interesting game for sure. Yeah.
I love the controls. Felt really good. It was very tight. And yeah, like we said, I mean that's about it. But it was still a fun game. So I'll just jump into Prince of Persia then, because Prince of Persia was, another Metroidvania that I personally loved everything about it except for the combat. The combat I just did not like, and I got to a point. I think I got to like, I don't know, it was like maybe like the third boss or something, and I just kept getting wrecked, and I was like, this isn't fun, and I just dropped the difficulty down, and then I just loved it. Like, because at that point I just ran through and I was just exploring every inch of the map that I could to find all the jars of sand and to find like just any little thing I could to unlock it and make my my guy more powerful and find, you know, all the new stuff.
I mean, it's cool that the game even has those accessibility options for like specifically combat. So yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, I agree. The combat was a little hit or miss for me. Like there were times it got the job done for most of the game for me, but there are definitely like some bosses that just felt like spammy, and I was just like, well, we'll put just like aggro through this and it's fine.
I think when I dropped the difficulty, it was like the forest queen or something like that, because it got to the point where I don't know, she was doing something and I was like, I can't even tell what's going on. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. So but the game overall, like, yeah, I mean, from the sense of explorability and tight controls and platforming, it was just awesome. Like using all the time abilities to flip backwards, and, like,
especially once you got the abilities. Yeah,
and some of those like puzzles with like the mechanical spikes moving around and stuff was really fun. They did a really good job with the design of all those and just everything. Like even just finding like the ways to unlock doors and secret passages and stuff like that. It was all very, very, very well done. So that was a really, really high praise on that game. Just outside the combat,
it's probably one of my favorite games of 2024 so far. So
yeah. And everyone loved the combat too. Like that was one of the things people were praising it for, and I was just kind of like, eh. But I feel like that's those people that just like pain. Yeah. So I don't have time for that. I just want to play a game and have fun. That's where I'm at these days. I just don't care anymore. So, all right. Did you play Zero Mission this year too? Did you play Zero Mission?
I did actually. Yeah, I replayed it.
So that was my first time playing Zero Mission, Metroid Zero Mission. That is. That was fun. That was really fun. Again, another Metroidvania, just exploring everything, every inch of a world that I can. I'd never played that one before.
I forgot how short it was, but you know, it's just like super short, sweet, tight, like fine experience. Yeah,
I think I beat it in like 2 nights. I think I started it one night and then I beat it the next night. And but yeah, it was like really great. The only part I had trouble with was like the mother brain fight, like right at the end where you have to like jump on the platforms with the lava, because I just kept getting bounced in and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand.
I may have rewound once during that fight, but
I never used the rewind. I just kept dying and doing it over. But yeah,
why not? It's
honestly, I forgot it even existed until you just said it. I totally forgot that rewind even exists on that app, because I think the only game I used rewind in on the Nintendo Switch Online app was Ghost and Ghouls on Super Ghosts and Ghouls on the Super NES app. I did it on that because I was like, I want to beat this damn game. So I did that, and I beat it twice, so I got the gold amulet to get the actual ending, but I just used the rewind feature when I died to like get through it all. But which was actually pretty cool how you can, you're literally just rewinding it and then knowing that he's gonna come this way and you can just go that way. Like it was so helpful.
It's fun. That's it was kind of like having a superpower, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I enjoyed that a lot. But yeah, no, I totally forgot that rewind was a thing until you said that. All right, where are we at? All right, I think we're at your disappointment of the year, which you played last year, right?
Spider-Man 2? I played that recently.
That was recent. All right, so Spider-Man 2, go. I'll let you go since you had stronger opinions about it.
I mean, I guess how good do you think a story can be that has Venom? And it is where I'll start. And whatever your expectations are, that's exactly where this is. I don't know.
So, like,
it doesn't really do much to swerve expectations.
no, like, so that was my thing. I enjoyed the game. Obviously, swinging through Manhattan just felt awesome again. And I just went to New York in August, so it was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go here. And I was showing Brody, like, oh, you remember we were on the Brooklyn Bridge? Look, we were walking right here. And I was like showing him stuff like that. And you know, it was fun. I enjoyed that aspect of it. It wasn't really grabbing me at first though. Like, I don't know why. I just wasn't into like the Kraven storyline of everything going on.
My main gripes are mostly narratively. It's just so weak, but yeah.
So like it didn't really, and like I don't know. I've always liked Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always been one of my biggest things, but I didn't really start getting invested until the conflict started happening with like Harry and the suit, and then like I thought it was cool playing as Venom because you were just like unstoppable, like in those scenes.
It was a fun, cheesy moment, but yeah,
exactly,
it was cool.
Exactly. It was. I liked that whole part of it, and I actually got more invested in it as the deeper it got. So I think we're a little different on that part. But yeah, I mean, Venom as a whole, like I've never been huge into Venom. Even as a kid, like I never really played like the games that were Venom focused. I never read Venom comics or anything like that. So I don't know. It definitely got to the point where it's like, all right, can this be over? But I think my biggest complaint was that every boss had like 3 health bars, but nothing changed. Like I felt like every boss just fought you the same way as they did in the previous phase. And it was just so they could have longer dialogue, and I was just like, "Oh my god, just die already!" Like, I just wanna get to the next part, and then I doubt I'll go back to it, but I just hammered through the last 8 chapters of the story the other night to wrap it up. But I thought it was fun. I definitely thought it was fun. I think I rated it like a 7 on my side because I thought it was still like really fun. It was more of this. It was more of the same, which we've said for so long. But
yes. Well, that's the thing. It's more of the same, but it also just felt like weaker in every aspect to me. I don't know. The story, the world building, like all these like blinking chests around the world, like for the hunters that leave around and people are just on the street, like no one's gonna call the police or report this. What's going on?
Yeah, and that's the
like
thing
at least in Spider-Man 1, it was like backpacks that were webbed to the side of buildings because he was hiding them. It made
exactly
sense. Like
yeah,
what you're
exactly
searching.
what I was gonna say. Like, because it'd be like under an overpass, like spider webbed up, so like it wasn't easily findable. But yeah, this one is literally just like on the main street. You're on like, you know, you're on like America's Avenue, and it's like a box blinking in the middle of the road, and like, yeah, and then like the spider bots that just like glow everywhere from the street, like those are just everywhere too, and yeah, I hear you. I totally hear you on that.
Yeah, I see like a trailer for the new Ghost of Tsushima game that's not Tsushima but like a new location, and I kind of wish like that's what I want from a sequel, is like a new location, new characters, do something like really make it a sequel. I don't know. This just felt like deja vu in the worst way.
It's kind of hard to do that though with Spider-Man, considering it's like New York. Like that's...
Yeah, they pulled it off with Miles Morales at least. Like the winter vibes at least made it feel like, oh cool, this is the Christmas game. Like this is good.
Miles Morales was really, and I did like the different dynamics in the game, switching between the two. I thought that was fun. Because you had different abilities for, you know, each of them. They had their own different, you know, because he had the powers from the negative energy or whatever. But having, but yeah, I don't know. Like there, like you said, we talked about it, like the storyline where, you know, I'm sure people played it.
Yeah.
But
like 1 minute spoiler here, but Miles is so stressed out in this game. And
the entire game.
He's the entire game, and it only escalates. I can't take care of the whole city and my life and my get a career in college, and what am I gonna do? Peter's I'm retiring. Good luck defending New York.
And he's like, I got it. No problem.
No
and it's
problem.
but this is after he got accepted into college, and it's no, dude. You got your letter to college, you're getting accepted, and now you're going to just take on. Now you just don't care about college anymore, and when that was all you cared about the entire game, it was your essay.
I just don't understand the arcs of these characters at all. It's they learn nothing. It's just.
Yeah.
What was the point of this game?
Yeah, for sure. But it was I don't know, it was still fun. I still love playing Spider-Man. Although I did the one thing that was a little disappointing to me, and I'm sure some people felt different about it, and maybe I felt different about it now, or maybe I just missed it, was when you did the car chase scenes and those crime, the car chase crime wave stuff.
Yeah.
Before, you would have the quick time events where you'd have to dodge and stuff, because they'd be shooting at you. On this one, you just hit triangle, and as soon as you hit triangle, it was done. And it was kind of I don't know, I kind of missed that touch of actually being a little interactive with that. And I don't think it was a difficulty thing or anything on my end, because I didn't do that. I didn't change the difficulty in the game until I fought Kraven, because then at that point I was all right, no, I just want to beat this game tonight, so I dropped the difficulty down.
Most of it, quick time was not as dynamic as the first game.
Yeah, and I said, I know some people probably complained about that, and that's probably why they pulled some of it out, but to me it just felt more interactive having that, where instead of just okay, I caught the car, now it's done, but at the same time it's kind of I don't know, I liked being able to oh, I'm dodging and I'm doing stuff, and
yeah,
it just felt I wasn't involved at that point. So
even though it was cheesy in the first one, it kind of felt, I don't know, more just fun.
Yeah, you're just more interactive with it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it, and we can jump on to the star of the show, Astro Bot. Astro Bot. I know I'm taking over because I only had 10 games. You had 30.
I know. Chad's not gonna let me talk about any. At least leave me show my list. I don't have to talk about it.
You can talk about them. Go down them. Sorry.
Look at this impressive list here.
All right, we got to name them off for the audio listeners. Let's do it. Let's do 30 games.
That's true.
30 games. List them out.
39 games here.
39. Do it. Let's go.
The Pathless, Tomato Adventure, Takia, or however you pronounce that awful game. Don't play that. I mean, great for developers. The culture stuff is great, but Silt, Blank, Portal Revolution. Did you have to finish that?
I started playing it and I totally forgot about it. I need to do that.
You gotta finish that. Yeah.
Totally forgot.
Romper's arcade game. Yeah. Escape Academy. RPG Time. The Legend of Wright.
That's really good. I heard RPG Time's really good. Did you like it? No? Well, obviously not with a 4 on the screen.
Art style wise, it'd be a great game for Brody, I think.
Okay.
It's designed very much in the mind of a child.
I heard it was Plucky Squire.
It seems simpler than Plucky Squire if I were to just gauge off of looks. Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you can enjoy being talked down to and very hand-holdy gameplay, then you could enjoy it, but it's really simple.
Okay.
Doors Paradox, cool puzzle game. I replayed the Oracles and Seasons and Ages games, Prince of Persia, Kaze and a Wild Mask, really cool Donkey Kong Country clone. I finished all of the Apollo Justice games. So I listed them individually, but that includes Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice. Where my list slowed down for a long time was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Unicorn Overlord, which were both over 100-hour games. So that was February through May.
Did you enjoy Rebirth?
Rebirth is pretty fun. Yeah, the story kind of gets ridiculous, and I'm really curious how they're going to end it. But I think they land a lot of the big moments pretty cool, like the golden saucer and stuff, and just the scale of the world and the like amount of polish that they put into it is just so impressive that you can't help but enjoy it. So yeah.
Cool. So did you like the first one better? The one that I still
like the first one better.
Yeah, I still need that.
Remake. I feel like Remake is a tighter experience, and just I was more invested in the story in Remake, but I'm still very interested to see where this goes. Yeah. I played Super Mario Land for the first time. It was pretty cool.
That game is so much fun. I like, you can knock that game out in like 20 minutes, if that. It's so much fun.
Honestly, it's a fun game. I totally recommend it, even though I gave it like a 6 here. That's just like on the scale of like the Mario spectrum, it's probably a 6. But
dude, the submarine level is like one of my favorite levels. I love that. Like
it's such a weird game. Like how they do the can for the star power. It's just like, what is this?
Yeah. It's so good. I love it. That was like one of my first. That was like my when I got my Game Boy. I got Game Boy with Tetris and Super Mario Land.
Yeah.
So it was just
Koopa's exploding like bombs, and it's such a weird game.
You know what's funny though? I never beat that game until I was an adult. As a kid, I like struggled to beat that game because I'd always die on the level with like the Easter Isle heads that would like run after you and stuff. I'd always die there, and I could never beat it. And then like I sat down as an adult one day and I literally beat it in like 20 minutes and was like, wow, how did I struggle so much as a kid playing this game? So it's pretty funny.
But yeah. Spider-Man, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, we talked about Unicorn Overlord. Let me just spend real quick minute on that.
Not for me. That's not for me. That's all you.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably my favorite game I've played this year so far. Oh. It's just really impressive. I don't know, like how all of the mechanics came together. It's so cool.
It's like a strategy RPG, right? Like tactics.
It is like strategy tactics. A lot of people say it's like Tactic Ogres, which I've never played, but
I had Ogre Battle on Super Nintendo, and I fired it up the day I got it. I found it for like, I think I traded a bunch of stuff for it at some secondhand shop because like it was like a super rare Super Nintendo game. Got it, put it in, turned it on, and I was like, nope. Took it out, traded it to somebody else. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no. I think the weird part that I enjoyed most about this game, aside from having like beautiful artwork and lots of cool characters and stuff, is like weirdly how passive it is. And so it's like the perfect game to put into bed because you set up your little armies and like their formations. You create little like gambit list of like their moves, like do this move if enemy has this much health, or do this move if the enemy's in the front, or you set up like a little programming list of like how that person should attack and win. And then you go into these battles and you move the armies around and they run into another army, and then it goes into this beautiful cutscene of the battle, and it just like auto battles as you and your watch just holding you don't like clicking on the button, just like, yeah, I did this, go fight, yeah, all right, victory, all right, let's go on. And it's just, I can't describe how satisfying that is, in the sense of just like the perfect game to unwind to and not like have to like engage in reflexes, but like you're still like working your mind and just like watching your master plan unfold.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Sounds like I would not enjoy that. Because I like action. I like doing stuff. Even like typical turn-based RPGs, I'm like, sometimes I find myself fighting myself to get through it. Like, all right, come on, Chad, I gotta do it. Just because it's like a lot of like tapping A and like just reading. And it's weird because I like action RPGs way more than your turn-based RPGs, like the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi games. I love being involved, but something about this game was just weirdly satisfying. Yeah.
So
yeah, I've heard tons of people love it. So
Yeah. But real quick, the rest of my list: the Pedestrian, great, cool puzzle game. Paper Mario, SpongeBob is mediocre adventure game. Shantae, cool little Game Boy history. Freshly Frosted was a pretty cool puzzle game.
That's fun. I started playing
you played a little bit of that.
Yeah, I didn't beat it. I think I got like to level 8 or 9, something like that. But it's fun. Definitely fun. I don't know if I'll finish it, but because I get to the point where I'm like, I'm not smart enough to figure some of these out. So.
Yeah. Honestly, every world in that game was a lot of fun, except for like the second to last world. I feel like the concept failed a little bit, but yeah. Mario RPG was surprisingly the remake I enjoyed more than Paper Mario, and just because I think it surprised me more.
I started that, and I forgot that I started that.
Yeah, it's definitely more fast-paced, which I think you would enjoy.
I put it down because Sea of Stars came out, and I was like, I'd rather play Sea of Stars than play Mario RPG. And but I did enjoy it. I beat the first I got the first star of the game. So I did enjoy that, though. I just never went back to it.
Might be a game worth revisiting after Zelda. So
yeah. Might as well. I started it already, so.
Yeah. It's easy to pick back up. So.
Yeah.
The coolest change that they made in it was the party system. The fact that you can swap out your party members in mid-battle, you could not do in the original, and that really changes the whole dynamic of the game. That and the fact that you have like triple moves, which are like almost like Chrono Trigger having like party-specific battle moves. That's so cool. That was such a cool addition. It really added a cool flavor to the game.
I remember. I think I just have like Peach, the Cloud, and Mario at where I'm at in the game. I think.
You probably just have Mario and Mallow right now.
Yeah. I got Mallow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because Peach is missing in action right now. You're trying to find her after she flew out of the castle.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, I can give you your story recap. Yeah.
I'll look at a walkthrough real quick before I jump back into it.
Thumper, cool, tricky
Thumper's
music
awesome.
game.
Thumper's cool. I like Thumper.
Yeah.
Thumper in VR is sick.
I finally. I can't play it in VR. I tried. It was just
it's so
too
cool.
intense.
Because you literally just see like the big like demon thing in the background while like you're doing the.
It's cool. I don't lie, but that game, even playing outside of VR, just makes me so tense. Like I grip the controller so hard. I just. I don't know why.
VR is cool just because like I feel like those rhythm type games and stuff in VR are just awesome. Like, and that one's like a little different because it's not stuff like I don't know because you're on the track thing. It's not just like coming at you like Beat Saber or anything like that. But
like the later levels, the track is like zipping around and just like.
Yeah. I don't remember how far I got in that. I got pretty far in it though. I remember I have it on Switch too, but I don't remember if I did more in VR or on Switch. But anyway, it was fun. I still like Thumper. Thumper's a good game.
It's a cool game. Yeah, it's a game I tried like multiple times throughout like the years, and this year I finally sat down and beat it. So
nice.
Hogwarts Legacy was okay. It was not. It's the most impressive Hogwarts. Like, if that's all you want is to walk around. Everything else is just kind of Zero Mission. I actually rolled credits on Baba Is You this summer.
Did you look up anything to do it?
No. Me and my friend went to the beach, and I'll tell you, the best way to play this game, put it on a big TV, and then just like pace around the room and like point to the TV, like
a whiteboard,
like a conspiracy board, like pointing at things, like what if it seriously gets your brain moving if you're trying to like solve some of these puzzles.
That's cool. Yeah.
We
should have done that.
I still haven't beat all the puzzles in the game, but we beat the one puzzle that you need to roll the credits, and we actually figured it out. So
we played a bunch of that. Didn't we stream that like 3 years ago? Like when you came over? I thought we did that. Yeah. Or at least if we didn't stream it, we played it together. Like at my old house. So. I remember, and we were playing it on the TV with the Switch and stuff. But yeah, I remember. Anyway, sorry. That was a fun game. I did enjoy it, but it definitely gets crazy. It gets to the point where it's like the logic just doesn't make sense anymore.
It gets way too hard. I agree. Like, it makes you feel stupid just because it's too smart.
Yeah, exactly.
I played Pikmin 4, which I find strangely like is the most accessible Pikmin game to any newcomers. If you're like ignorant of the series, like you'll have a great time with this. If you're a veteran, it felt way like too much deja vu to me, and it kind of diminished the value of what I thought Pikmin 1 and 2's plots were, which those games aren't about plot, but it's still, I don't know, I enjoy the world building in 1 and 2 more than 4, which 4 kind of tries to replace. So, but for newcomers, great way to try the game. Replayed Link Between Worlds.
So good.
Ender Lilies. So good. Yeah, Link Between Worlds is masterclass.
It's been a couple years since I've replayed it, but I probably should. Yeah, I'm sure. It's Link to the Past holds up. Come on.
Yeah.
And it's the same world basically. So good.
I got the itch to replay Link Between Worlds because we were having like discussions between like Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds, and I was just like, I really ought to replay Link Between Worlds and just see.
Yeah, that game's awesome.
Ender Lilies I got free on PlayStation Plus recently, and if you're looking for something to scratch your Hollow Knight itch, this comes pretty close.
Yeah.
It's very different type of game, but it has a lot of that like side-scrolling Metroidvania sword slashing kind of movement of Hollow Knight, but it's more like combat focused, I would say. Then it's not a platforming kind of as focused at all. But it's pretty cool, and it has enough like unique touches to it in the sense of like you get new moves from whenever you defeat enemies, and kind of almost like Mega Man-ish. Like, I defeated this enemy, now your power is mine, but you can only equip so many powers, kind of like Hollow Knight charms and stuff. So you're like customizing your moveset to your play style.
Prince of Persia too, with its amulet system.
Yeah, I guess you could say, yeah.
Equip that stuff. Another game that the reviews say are very, very Hollow Knight is the game that I picked up for Fantasy, that Bow Path of the Teal Lotus.
Yeah.
It got like an 80, roughly, review, but the reviews, when you read them, it's like, if you loved Hollow Knight, you should still play this game. It's like very, very good.
Yeah. That's definitely like high on my wish list. Like, I will, if not by this year, next year for sure, play that game.
Yeah, I might have to check that out, especially if there's no Hollow Knight. No Silk Song again this year. October's coming, baby. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I just tried Ender Lilies because it was a free game and was pleasantly surprised. The further I got into it, the more I enjoyed it. And now I just discovered there's another game in the series coming in like next year in January. So I'm like, sweet.
There you go. Jump right in then.
Yeah. We'll get to Astro Bot in a second here. Picross. Actually, real quick on Picross. I've loved the entire series, but by like 8, I think I'm starting to tap out. It's I feel like they're digging just through the dictionary at this point and like, what are these words you're coming up with? Just I need more interesting Picross now.
You know, it's funny.
Give me some Nintendo Picross. Where is it?
Every time I see that they're on sale, I think about doing what you did, where I'm just like, I'm gonna pick up a Picross, because like I loved the Super Nintendo one, the Super Famicom one that we played, and you know, Vivi plays one on her phone all the time. The picture one, I forgot what it's called, but she still plays that now after I showed her that on the Switch. Yeah, I think about it, but then I never end up grabbing it. But I don't know. I might, because I could totally find myself playing puzzle games again. Oh, your best game of the year is next.
And for some reason, after playing Astro Bot, because like Japan studio. I was like, you know what I've never played is Knack. Like, how bad could that game really be? Let's give it a shot. It is one of the worst games I've ever played. Like, in terms of like lowest review scores I've given this and like Ukulele, it's right down there. So.
Oh, Ukulele, the first one.
First one,
because you like the
second one's actually decent. Yeah.
Really
Ukulele 2 is pretty good, with the exception of the final level, which kind of destroys the game. But if you ignore that, the game's pretty good.
That's cool. So the big last one, I guess we can both talk about now, is the Astro Bot. So good.
Astro Bot.
So this game got announced. When did it get announced? It got announced in like June again, wasn't it? Like May?
I think
it was like
May. Yeah, because Sony had their direct or showcase early, but
it was announced in May, coming out, and like you sniped it on Fantasy. Didn't even think about it because I was just so excited there was a new Astro game coming. And like, this game was everything you would think it would be. Like, if you've ever played any of the other Astro games and thought they were awesome, this one is just better. It just keeps getting better as you go. I don't know. I loved everything about this game. Platinumed it again. So I've only platinumed 2 games on my PlayStation 5, and they're both Astro. I don't know. I just love it. And it's funny because like I don't even know like a lot of the PlayStation references. I know some of them, but like just every little part of the game was very fun. The only thing I had trouble with was some of the X square circle triangle levels, like the void levels, they're just strictly platform in one hit.
Challenge levels.
Yeah. Those were a little tough on a few of them, but the only one that was tough, seemed to be tough for everybody, was that that was the square, right? The square void with the rubber duck.
I forget what shape, but the rubber duck,
the rubber lava. Duck and the lava and the fire. So it's funny because I complained to you about it, and you were like, "Oh, I beat it, but it was a pain. That was probably the hardest level I played." And then I told my buddy. He messaged me. He's like, "I'm finishing up Astro now," and then he writes me, and I told him, it's like, I actually just platinumed it. And he's like, "You beat the rubber duck level?" I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh my god!" Like everybody. It's just funny how that one level is just hell for everybody.
Yeah. I wonder if the developers just wanted like one shared experience of torture or something.
Maybe. But this game's so good though. I mean, it's like we said before, and with Playroom, and we've played like 30 hours of speedrunning on that game. Just tight controls. It's the best Mario game that Nintendo never made. Like, it's the best Mario clone that's been released, honestly, like in my opinion. Astro's controls are just awesome. You know, there's tons of influence from Mario games, of course. But I don't even know how to say like how awesome this game is.
It's definitely like PlayStation's closest equivalent to Mario, which is a very high compliment. I don't know if I as like say rival Mario Galaxy or Odyssey, like some people say. Like I feel like Astro would just need like just a tad more complexity in his moveset or something, but like in terms of what this game is just like pure joy, and like the attention to detail, and just like how much fun every level is, the creativity on display. It's just,
that's the thing. This game just makes you smile like the entire game. Like, even if it's not even like the references, it's just the vibe of the game. It's literally good vibes, the game, essentially. Like, it's got so much little touches, humor, just, I don't know, like, there wasn't a time in the game. It's just so
happy. I know.
Like, the only
you
time
can't not look at them dancing to be like, I love you.
Yeah. Like, and even like the only times I got frustrated were, again, like the levels where it's strictly just the challenge level and you've got to like get to the end to save the one bot. And that was like the only time I got frustrated, but I never really got to the point where I was like, like ready to slam the controller down. It was just kind of like, come on. Like, I don't know. It's just like, and I think the one thing I thought was really cool too, again, like, this game is like, it's literally E for everybody. Like, this game is awesome. Like, it's not super difficult. You can get through it. My son is 6. He's playing it right now, and we started playing it together, and he just loves it. And now he's like, Astro's my favorite game. And it like got him away from Minecraft, which he's been really hooked on to right now on Switch, because I bought that for him. But like, so like the last 2 or 3 days, he's come home from school and he's like, "Can I play Astro?" And I'm like, "Of course you can play Astro." Throw on Astro for him. So he's he's working through it himself right now. The only thing, like, he'll have me fight the bosses, because I mean the bosses are a little tough. I mean, if you don't, if you're not like,
they do a good job making them look intimidating, so I can understand that
for sure. Yeah, like, again, my Brody's 6. He's only played a few games, and nothing really like action-y. Mostly it's just been exploration and building. So, but he did try. He tried fighting the snake boss today, and then he comes in. He's like, "Can you help me?" He's like, "I tried," but I don't think he understood that like you had to like punch his tail. Like, that's the stuff. He understood because he told me, he's like, "You got to use the chicken and get on top of the platform." And I'm like, "Oh yeah," because like I forgot he had the chicken when I went to play it. But he was telling me like what to do, and I was like, yeah, I beat it. I'll beat it for you real quick. But like, so that's like special for me, is that like he really likes this. This is like the first game that we literally, the night that I got it, I just let him play and watch, and I would help him when he needed it. And then same when you came over last week or whatever, he was like having you beat stuff for him, but he was doing it all himself. And it's fun to watch him. Like, there's even times now where he's like, "Oh, I think there's a bot over there," and he's starting to like realize that he's got to like start looking in every nook and cranny of these bots, and he's actually going back to some of the other levels to find the bots that he missed and the puzzle pieces that he missed. And he only asks me for help if it's something that he just sees it and he can't do it, and I'll help him out. But
he's learning. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's like that infamous meme of like, in Donkey Kong Country, they put a secret level to the left, and now I'm forever trained to look to the left for the rest of my life.
Yep. Just like that's like Mega Man X did the same thing too. You jump over behind the thing and you find the heart container.
Video games have trained us.
Yep. That's like an Astro, in Astro, every level, I like immediately look behind me, and that's the way it was in the VR one too, and like everything. So yeah, this game is just so much fun. I think that's why like I can overlook any flaw it has, just because it's just fun. It's just fun. Like, there was never a time in the game where I was like, "This game sucks. I hate this part." Like, just the rubber ducky thing was stressful, but it wasn't like undoable. I was just like, not, I knew I could do it. It was just that one challenge of like running across that thing. And even like you said, the final challenge, when you've like completed everything, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Astro was fantastic.
The only thing I wish that I could have had was a speedrun mode, which they are updating this fall. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
It's coming.
Yeah, I still need to go back, and so I lost my platinum trophy. I still have the platinum, but my percentage is only 96 now on the old one because they added those extra bots, the ones that are like ridiculous. That like I don't know how people found them. So
yeah, it's impossible without a guide. You just pull up a guide. You can knock that out quick.
I did the first two that were out, and now the last two are out. So I just got to go back in and do it. So. For the last two worlds, but Astro is fantastic, and I cannot wait for more. So we got that coming soon. But yeah, that's gonna be so much fun for more speedrunning and more alerts of SNES dude beat your record, blah blah blah. And I'm gonna have to go back in and start watching YouTube videos to see how people figure out glitches and exploits. Jumping off pixels that like don't exist.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting this time. Now that they have like power-ups attached to the speedrunning levels, because that was not a thing that existed in Playroom. So,
like you said, unless it was like the specific level that you had to like use the jet or the ball.
Yeah.
Some of those, and a lot of those too, I got to the point where I was like, I'm not playing these anymore.
I kind of fell off of those faster than the just platforming ones, but the fact that this will be platforming with like a jet boost and stuff, I don't know.
yeah, it should be fun. I'm sure there's gonna be ways to like use that dog to just like skip a whole section of like a level, and then like it'll be interesting to see what some of the experts can do on that. But all right, let's talk about it. 40 minutes away from launch, we've got The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, starring Zelda for the first time in her own game. You
I'm excited. Zelda deserves this. And I'm just so excited for more 2D Zelda, but also something new, because like given the choice of a remake and doing something new, I'll take something new every time. I love Nintendo's creativity, so
I'm really looking forward to the puzzles. And like I said, my only worry with this game has been the combat. And I feel like even after the reviews came out, that's kind of what I've seen, is that people are kind of like the combat can be
definitely more puzzle oriented.
Yeah, but they say it's more puzzle oriented, which is great. But yeah, I heard that like some of the combat can just be a little tedious, with like like telling things to go attack, and then you just gotta wait and do stuff like that. But yeah, just looking at this trailer right here, like that looks awesome. Just being able to use like this bind ability and then like reverse bind to be able to like climb, like look, use a spider to climb a wall. That's so cool. Like just I don't know. I'm looking
so
forward
many
to
like just potential. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I feel like you could play this game like 5 times and like
beat it
play differently
ways.
Every time.
Yeah. Like I'm really glad they added like a sword fighter mode, because for me it's like I like hack and slashing in Zelda, so not having that is just gonna feel off to me, because I literally just like going to every bush and just especially in 2D Zeldas like Link to the Past, just like dash stabbing through like a whole row of bushes is like one of my favorite things to do. so not having that's gonna be interesting. So I don't know. I'm really excited to check this out, though. Just like you said, the puzzle aspect of it. Zelda does puzzles like no one else, and
it's called fun. Echoes of Wisdom, so let's really emphasize the puzzle side.
And the fact that, like they're showing right here, side quests. Like there's going to be a ton of side quests in a 2D Zelda world, which is awesome, because typically it's only been like the trade side quests, and that's really been it.
There's still something like that just for fun, but yeah.
It'd be cool. I mean, it looks like there might be, but yeah, it'd just be fun to just to do something else if you don't feel like doing the main story, or if like you don't feel like doing some battle thing. It's like, oh, let's see if I need to go get something for somebody, and then just run around and do that.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that. So, and then the fact that it has this massive underworld too, and they say it's like
Alright.
double the length of Link to the Past, or Link Between Worlds. Jesus, Link's Awakening. Yeah, so they say it's like 20 to 25 hours long, I think.
I've watched a few reviews, and that's like if you're doing like a semi-completionist kind of run, which I think is probably more like less how we play. We like to do as much as we can as we play.
When I do Zelda, yeah,
But
I typically do as much as I can.
I think if you're speed running or something like just doing the main quest, it was around like 15 hours they were saying.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I will.
that's still pretty
try
nice
to.
length. Yeah.
Yeah, because most Zelda stuff I'm doing as much as possible on the first time.
Yeah.
I don't typically go back.
You can't help but like see like a treasure chest or something curious and be like, I want that. How do I get that? And just like start ramming the wall trying to figure out things.
Yep, and that's what I heard in like the IGN review today when they were talking about that on the podcast. They were like, yeah, before I started the story, I was just going around picking up heart pieces and figuring out how to get stuff, and I was like, that's cool. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to go find heart pieces that are just laying in the land again, because it's been so long.
I just realized seeing that deco tree there. It's in the basement though. Maybe for next podcast, I'll have to bring up the Lego deco tree that I built.
Yeah,
Show the little
that's cool.
Because that was fun to build.
I'm sure it was. I would love to play it,
Yeah.
or like play the Lego set, but I can't justify the cash for it.
Yeah. But I can give the viewers a little like tips on like what to do with the extra pieces if you build the Ocarina version. So
Yeah, I saw your stuff that you did. It was pretty cool. The little accents and the little area you built for it. That was really cool.
yeah.
Really, look at this. Look how awesome this looks
Oh
for
my
a
God.
2D Zelda. That looks so awesome.
I can't wait.
It's not even 2D. It's overhead. That's what we have to say. Eagle eye.
Yeah, I know. It's the wrong term because
I
they're
know.
all 3D models here.
Yeah,
but
I know.
it's 2D Zelda.
It's not sprite based anymore. It's all 3D modeling. But yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait to wake up in a few hours and go buy it. So I did that for Astro. I bought it the morning it came out, and the lady was like, "Yeah, we only got like 6 copies in, and I haven't put them out yet." She like literally had them in her hand. I was like, "Do you have Astro?" So hopefully, I'm hoping this game.
We'll see if that same lady is there for 6 copies tomorrow.
Yeah, so I doubt it. I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if this was already on the shelf if I went there tonight. Just because, like, that was the first thing I did that day. I went there, I looked at the case and saw there was a tag for Astro. So then I walked up to her, and she was literally like taking them out of the box to go put them out. So I'm sure she'll talk to me tomorrow about it, because when I picked up Astro, she's like, "Oh, this looks fun. This game looks awesome," and so I'm sure she'll talk the same about this. But that's what I'll be doing in a couple hours, and maybe I'll have 10 minutes to fire it up before work. But I will most likely be playing it at lunch. But the best part is it won't be like Astro where I have to like install it first and then update it, and that's what I was that's what I did last time with that Astro. I got home at like 8. So I had 30 minutes. I was like, oh, I'll play for a half hour. And then I put it in and it had to install. And then it had updates. And I was like, well, I guess. And I just watched the intro. I did like the very intro level where you jump out of the sand and then you go in the ship and fly off. And I was like, well, time for work. So went back at it at lunch. I played a level or two and then got into it that night with Brody. So that'll probably be how this one goes down too. Except for at least it's.
Do you think will Zelda steal Brody away from Astro Bot, or?
I don't know, because the thing with Astro Bot I don't know, since it's like level based and there was like multiple save profiles, it was kind of easy for me to be like, well, that's my file, that's your file. And this one, and I only have one copy of this game, and he's gonna want to play it all the time. I'm gonna have to see how it handles files. If it's gonna be like tied to a profile, or if it's gonna have like a save slot. Like
Breath of the Wild's weird. Auto save, just no. Yeah,
because that's kind of annoying, because like the thing is that he likes Zelda, like Tears of the Kingdom, but he took my file over because I had everything. So then he has 30 40 hearts, and he can just go explore, and he's not going to die right away. Where when he started playing, he was up in the Sky Islands, and he's like falls once and dies. So he's like, I don't want to play this anymore. So I didn't want to hinder him from playing it. So I feel like this one might be a little better for him to play. But
yeah, I can't imagine they put you up in a Sky Island surrounded by death in this one.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if the hard part's gonna be like me giving up the copy to him. Like, here, you can play it now, because I'm gonna be like, I want to play it.
I want to play my game. Keep it a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a secret, everybody.
I don't know. He knows. As soon as he got off the bus today, I'm like, guess what comes out tomorrow, and I'm gonna go buy it. And he was like, Zelda, I know. I saw it on the side of my Switch when he turned it on, because it shows you like the new coming stuff on the home screen. He's like, I know it's coming out. So it's pretty funny, but yeah, let's get some. This is the pre-release episode that'll come out after the game's out, just because we probably won't record again until we beat this.
It'll probably be hard to get a hold of Chad. Yeah. But yeah, maybe by the time we record the next episode, Switch 2 will be announced.
Oh, Switch 2. Yeah. Maybe we'll get the Switch 2 and see if these rumors that have come out are true or not. We'll see. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite one right there. Let's show the people. That one. That's the one. So the Joy-Con looks real janky, though. That's the only thing I'll say about this particular photo. But
you heard the kind of like credibility of this person's, or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, how they're like a
basically
Chinese
this is a
engineer.
3D printing enthusiast, and yeah, he's basing this off of like early prototype information he's received. So this is just like a 3D printed Joy-Con with, I guess, accurate specs to the motherboard.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So like, the thing that makes this look like it's not, like, I don't believe that Switch housing is 3D printed. Like, where the motherboard's sitting in. And the reason why is because if you open up any consumer electronic that has like a molded case, you'll see it. It has this like two-tone plastic inside of it. And that's really like, that looks so good. Like, and if it's fake, well done. Like, it looks fantastic. And the fact that it has a motherboard in it, that's like, and this layout's not the same as the Switch. Like, it's a completely like different motherboard layout. But the Joy-Con looks, that looks like it's probably 3D printed, because it's very like beat to shit, and like it looks like somebody printed it and then just sanded it, and then it got thrown in a box for a while. Like, I don't know, it definitely looks beat up. But that back plate there with them, that little back plate there, though, that's what's making me think that's what's coming. Because it just looks a little too real, in my opinion. But we'll see. No, I'm excited. I think we're gonna get info hopefully next month, is the rumor. I think TGS is going on right now, isn't it? I'm pretty sure TGS is going on right now.
Either like now or like in the next day or two. Yeah,
Yeah, because
but it might be happening right now.
I'm pretty sure it is, because I saw another thing about a light gun thing. Yeah, it's going on right now. Yep. Just started. So, we potentially, I doubt we'll get any news since Zelda comes out tomorrow. Unless Zelda comes out and then Friday they go, hey, you think the performance sucks on Zelda? Switch 2 comes out next month. Next year.
I have a feeling October at the earliest, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, October's Tuesday, so it's not that far.
I know.
So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what comes from this. I don't know. It looks so good. Like, it'll be interesting to see how the Joy-Cons hold up this time.
Extra USB-C.
It's right next to the headphone jack. That makes me think it's audio, but I also saw people hoping.
I've also been hearing some rumors.
Like
just like for extra peripheral
or something like that. Yeah, like an extra screen would be cool. Like,
it could be anything. Like they could do cameras. They could do puppets. I don't know.
Camera would be interesting.
Make a whole game out of it.
Well, it's funny because they had cameras on the. They had a camera on the Wii U, and it would be it'd be interesting if they did a camera attachment again, because they could implement that into Mario Kart like they did on the arcade version. You can take a picture of yourself and it like dresses you as the character, and then like when you pass people, it's like your face as Yoshi or your face as Peach or something driving by. So that'd be kind of cool. Or they could do like the arcade ports. They could do that. They could release their arcade game ports on console. That'd be pretty cool. But I doubt it. But that just, if there was a camera there, they could do that little stuff. But yeah, and those like buttons on the back are interesting too. Like, yeah, those. Unless that's like the release mechanism, or no, I feel like that's too.
And that's the Joy-Con release, because that's similar to like how current Joy-Cons are.
Yeah, where that little button is.
It's going in rather than yeah. And with these rumored to be like magnetic, I bet that's just like unlock and then pull off.
Yeah, it's gotta have some sort of lock though too, because like, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not, you know, if you have a rage fit, you don't snap the rail off your Joy-Con. Oops.
Yeah.
That was your fault. You beat me in Smash.
And then this extra button here. Yeah. What is that extra button?
That is really weird, because it looks just like the capture, like the sharing capture button. Which I wonder if they'll even keep that.
Somebody noticed this little circle too by the vent here. I was like, Street Pass? Street Pass? No?
Dude, Street Pass would be so cool. Especially like I missed that whole era of Street Pass until like I met you, and then like figured out about Street Pass. Because I just never had a 3DS like until like right before I met you. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, Switch 2. That's gonna be the next big thing. So hopefully we have some news for that by the next time we record. By the time Zelda's done. Although we'll probably have Zelda beat by like next week. That'd be my guess.
I mean, if it's a 15 to 25 hour game like they're saying, it'll probably be like a week game for us.
Yeah, probably. Well, it depends, because hockey's starting up. I'm playing hockey. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing.
I'm watching a lot of Orioles playoff stuff here, so.
Yeah, I saw that they just clinched or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't watch baseball. It's so boring.
Orioles are fun. I don't know what it is about them this year.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm looking forward for hockey season, and I got my own hockey season. So we'll see how it goes. But I guess we can go ahead and call this semi-mini episode. Hour and a half, not too bad. for our first time back.
No.
We skipped a ton of
That
news from the beginning of the year, but I think we covered it with my playlist, your playlist. We talked about a bunch of stuff that's going on.
We did. We sped through that playlist for however many games we talked about.
About 50 games between, about 50 games between the two of us over the last year. Not bad. So let's hopefully start doing this a little more often. Like I said, we have a nice new format on YouTube if you check out those videos there. Maybe do some in-person stuff, maybe stream, I don't know, we'll see. Started setting up a little desk here at my house so we can have a nice in-person setup for this stuff. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, yeah, hopefully sooner than 7 months for the next episode, but you know, it will look good whenever it does come back, so.
Yep, it'll be here. Alright, well, we will see you guys around. Until then.
Happy gaming, everybody.
See ya.